In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit your Showit website, your Showit template, once you have added it using the share key to your Showit account. And if you missed how to add your share key and upload it into your Showit account, please refer to the previous video in which I show you how to add your share key into your Showit account after you've set up your account. All right, so once we've added our template into our account, it's going to show up in our site designs. So we can go ahead and click on the template and start playing around with it. And once you add the account, once you add the design to your Showit account, you will literally have the entire design with all the fonts, all the colors and everything instantly added into your account. It's really amazing. You don't have to do any coding. The template itself is completely built out, and all of the photos that we use in all of our templates are sourced from free stock photo websites, so you can also use any of the photos if you really like something. Of course, we recommend, in order to stay on brand, to switch out the fonts with your own brand fonts and to switch out, the photos with your own brand photos, products with your own products, just, so you can have it be your very own unique website. But again, if there's like a really fun font that you're like, oh my God, I love this font, I want it to be a part of my brand kit, you're more than welcome to use all of these. Everything is fully licensed. And once you purchase the template, it's all yours to use and play with and have as much fun with as you like. I'm gonna keep this video really quick and just kind of like a basic introduction to how to edit your template, but I'm definitely going to be making future videos to show you how to do things like add e-commerce to your site and add, email subscriptions and all of that really, really fun stuff. I will touch on it a little bit in this video, but overall, this is just going to be a really quick rundown of how to use your Showit template, how to edit it, and really get the most out of this template that you've purchased. All right, so now that we're in Showit, you can see that you can really edit the mobile and the desktop at the same time, which is what I recommend. I think it's a lot easier to edit both at the same time instead of, editing the entire desktop and then jumping over and having to edit the entire mobile separately. And if yours, when you first log in, is super zoomed in and you can't see the whole thing, what you're going to do is you're going to click in the template and you're going to hit Command minus, and then you can zoom out and have it be that nice size where you can really see the full site as you're working. Of course, this depends on your screen size, how much you'll see. And if you do want to just work on the desktop at a time, you would just navigate by clicking, between the mobile and the desktop here. Again, I like to do both at the same time, but it's really whatever you prefer. All right. Okay, so once we're in the website, you're going to be able to see your pages right here, or you're going to be able to see your site right here. So when you're editing your pages, you will, right now we're on the home page. So if I want to navigate between all of the different websites, I am going to jump, or all the different pages, I'm going to jump over to site, and then I can play around and click all of the different pages. Now, if I want to edit a specific canvas on a page, I'm going to click page, and then I can edit all of the different canvases on that page. And to edit each canvas, you're going to click the canvas, or you can click over here and it'll take you to that unique canvas, right? Okay, so if we want to edit any of the fonts or the photos, we're going to jump over to site up here and we're going to click on design settings. And that's where we can edit the colors. We can change out our color palette. We can edit the fonts that we're using for the title, heading, subheading, paragraph. And this will affect all the global settings when you do it in the design settings instead of doing it individually on each page, which is what I recommend. Okay, so let's go back to talking about fonts and editing fonts. So if we're in our design settings and we want to upload a font, we're going to first go to Font Squirrel. You can open the link in a new tab, and this is where you can upload any of the custom fonts that you have and then re-download them as a .wolf file. And once you have that file, you're going to exit out of here. You're going to go to your media library and you're going to upload your fonts into your media library. Now, I have a folder for all of my fonts. That way I can keep it super organized and it just stays really, really, really nice. Okay, so once we have all of our fonts uploaded into our file, then you're going to be able to add it into design settings, upload it, name it, give it a name, it'll pop up over here. Make sure you save it, and then you can go back to site styles and you can update the fonts, and you can do that for all of your fonts that you have, or you can choose from the very limited selection of fonts that Showit has already provided. It's not a lot of options, so I really would recommend uploading your own fonts, that way you have them. And anytime you make any changes in here, again, it's going to affect the global settings of your site. So I would recommend that if you do want to keep your brand cohesive, that you do update anything in this entire design settings section. That way it does edit everything on your site. All right. Oh, and then you can also do the mobile preview. So right here's the mobile, right here's the desktop. And when you are editing them over here, you can just tell which one it's on by these two. So if you're editing desktop, it'll be highlighted right here. If you're editing mobile, it'll be highlighted right here. And I like to have the sizes for mobile and desktop slightly different. So that way it just makes more sense depending on, what platform your audience is using. Okay. Now that we kind of know how to change the design settings and add media, we're also going to use the media library to upload any photos. Again, I really recommend making a folder before you add any sort of photos. That way you just keep everything really, really organized. So say you did your photo shoot, you would create a new folder and then you would upload the files straight into that folder. So like we did a beach shoot for the photography for my most recent website design, and I just uploaded everything into Beach Shoot October, and it was really easy to find all the photos that I needed for the website. I would also recommend compressing any website images that you're going to use, and I can link where to compress your website images in the chat box because that's going to be really, really helpful. You can compress them for free online, and it's just going to help your website load faster rather than having these like big giant picture files that don't load very quickly. So I would definitely make sure that you compress any images that you're using on your site. Okay, so now that we know how to edit fonts, colors, photos, we're going to want to start editing our site. That's the really, really fun part. So if you want to change any text on the site, you just click into the canvas and edit the announcement. And then I can just double click on here and I can change the text by typing in. I can delete it just like you would on any sort of platform. If you want this to link to a specific page, I would highlight the text, and you can either add a link by creating a link right here, or you can just click on the entire text message box and then you can hit click actions over to the right hand side here, and you can have it linked to a specific page, canvas, URL, phone, email, even a blog post that you have, social media link. So that's a really, really great resource, and I would say click actions are great. If you wanted, say, this announcement to go to a specific page and then a specific canvas on that page, then you would click the page and then you would add the canvas slug, which you can get by going into, again, the page and seeing the canvas and what the canvas is titled. All right, so now to get out of here, again, I just clicked back and went back into the homepage area. If you want to edit your navigation, I'm clicking on this canvas, which is the navigation. I can see the mobile view. So maybe instead of resources for your clients, you want to put like tips and tricks for bakers, if you're a baker or whatever it is. Then you can change the name of this and have this page link to right now it's going to the resources for you page, but you can always change the name of that page by editing it in the site main channel and then going to the page, clicking on these three dots, and editing the name by clicking on rename. Now, remember, if you rename any pages, it's going to break any links. And when you break the links, you're going to want to make sure you just go through and retest the links and make sure that they're all going to the correct pages. That way your site is working correctly. You don't want anyone clicking on like a broken link and it not taking them to the right site. That's going to be super frustrating for your user. So before you ever publish, just make sure you've tested out all the links on your website. So if we're going through, we've updated all of our text. We're really loving all of our messages. We want to go through and update the pictures. We're just going to click on the image, hit image over here on the right hand side, swap image. And this is where you'll be jumped back into that media file and you can go to whichever folder has your images and you can select the image you want and swap it out. And you can do that for all images on your site. And when you swap them out, you're just going to want to make sure that they're resizing nice on the mobile view as well. So again, just checking on mobile view while you're editing, that's just going to keep everything really streamlined and really simple. When you're editing the text, again, you're just going to click the text and edit it. You can edit the fonts over here, colors, really anything. And if you want to edit the box, you can also just click on the box and edit the colors. It's pretty fun once you really start playing around with it, editing the colors and clicking on the different sections that you want to edit. So say I want to edit that frame, I'm just going to click that frame and, click on the color that I want it to be and it'll change right into that. If you want to edit the entire background, you're going to click on the background of the canvas. You're going to go to canvas background right here, and then you can change the canvas background to whichever color you want. The canvas background will change. Most all of these changes will come into effect on both mobile and desktop, but you just want to go to mobile and desktop and just check that they're translating well and that it looks nice on both views. You can also add a picture in the background, which I really love to do. Just for an example, it's just like fun. If you want the position to stay where it is, you can have it stay where it is, or if you want it to scroll with the page, you can have it scroll with the page. I love parallax. I just think it looks super classy and pretty. And just to give you, so I'm going to click parallax and then I'm going to go to preview just to give you. So now you can see that the image in the back, it kind of like moves differently with the scroll. I just think that looks super classy and beautiful. I love the way it looks. So there are a few spots in this template that do that. I'm going to go ahead and undo these changes and bring the template back to normal. But these are a few ways that we can edit the entrepreneur template. Okay, let's talk really quickly about editing the email subscription. This is going to be really important because we want to get people's emails. So to edit the subscribe, again, this is a site canvas, so we're going to jump into the site canvas. Whenever you edit a site canvas, it's going to kind of just take you to that site and you won't see the rest of the website, or it's just going to take you to that canvas and you won't see the rest of the website pages because this is a global page, which means that this email subscription resource pops up on multiple pages. So as you can see, when I click on the email address, it doesn't let me like edit the email address. It just will, if I double click, it'll pop up the code. Right now it's a MailChimp code. And I know this looks like kind of scary, like, I don't want to do, any coding. Nobody really loves coding. I mean, some people love coding. I'm not one of them. So whenever I needed to get like a custom code to add an email subscription, I'm going to go to my email provider. In this instance, it was MailChimp. Now I use Flowdesk primarily. I really like Flowdesk. You would get your custom code from Flowdesk, and then you would insert it into the embed info. And say that there's no, coding here yet. What I would do is I would go to these little icons down here. I would click this and I would click embed code, and then it'll give me this nice little box which I can resize. And this is where I would paste my code. And once your code is pasted, you would paste it in right there, whatever code from whatever email provider or whatever platform you're using. Then that's when it'll show up and look like this nice little box, nice little text box. Of course, that depends on the platform you're using. So that's how we do embedding info. I feel like we could talk a lot more on this, and I think it really depends on the platform you're using. So I will work on making another video that shows you how to embed if you're on like Flowdesk or another platform. But right now I just want to stick to staying inside of Showit. All right, so now that we're out of the subscription section, we're going to jump over to, I feel like the first thing you're going to edit on your site is the coming soon page. So we're going to work on the coming soon page. So coming soon, of course, we're not going to have like any navigation links. We're not really going to have a footer in here because you just got this template. You're just about to edit it, but you just want to publish something so that way people know that your website is on the way, you are working on it, and it's going to be here soon. So in order to edit this, what we're going to do is in order to make this your homepage, we're going to click on the coming soon page. We're going to hit these 3 buttons. And you're going to hit set as homepage. And when you do that, it'll make it so whenever people go to your website, maybe it's www.theentrepreneur.com, they're going to see this coming soon page and they'll be able to subscribe once you put the embed info in here and stay up to date until you publish your actual website. So it's a really classy, very professional way to make sure that you're collecting those email addresses even while you're working on your site. I always like to put a follow me on Instagram, contact, email, just so people can still contact me and I can still get clients or I can still, make sales even while my website is under construction. And I'm actually just going to really quickly update this email in here because we are using a new email. All right. Okay. Let's touch super quickly. And of course, anytime you make changes on your website, and you want them to go live, you're going to hit this publish button, and that's how you make it go live in real life. Publish. Woohoo! Now it's live, and when anyone clicks on this, they're going to see any changes that I made. All right, now product pages. You have some really great product pages. In your template, we have 2 different types of product pages. So we have this really simple product page with just 1 image and the add to cart button. And, this is kind of like for original pieces, custom items. I wanted to give you some more room for the description of the product. And then a place where you can put the price. And again, to edit that, you're just going to click on these sections and add the text. If you want to change the sizes of these boxes, I would recommend not just clicking on the box, but click on the box, move it up to where you want it to go, and then click on the second box, and then you would move that up to where you want it to go. So that's how you kind of edit the size of the box. Say you have way more room than you need in the text, you would just click and hover, click and move, and same thing for the text. This is where you can put info of the product, what it's made, and then the price. And I like to use this format for original pieces, one of a kind, custom products. I think it's just gives you more room for more detail. And with this product page, this is where you're going to be putting your embed code of the Shopify buy button. So whenever you're using Showit for e-commerce, since it's not necessarily primarily an e-commerce platform to start with, you're going to have a Shopify Lite plan, which is only $5 a month. And that's how you're going to embed the code with the cart button. So you would upload all of your products to Shopify, and then you would have this embed code. And so when people click on, you would get this code from Shopify and you would get the buy button from Shopify. Again, I will do a separate video on exactly how to get that code. And then this is when you will be able to add it to your web page and add it on to the site. The weird thing about Shopify and Showit with this code is you cannot add multiple buy buttons on the same page. Like all of these, of course, when people click here, it's not going to take them to the Shopify buy button. This is just a custom buy button that'll take them, like if they click on this, it'll take them to this product page, which has the buy button. And the reason I did that is because if you put the buy button on these pages and multiple buy buttons, sometimes they will do a weird double code overlap and it'll just show up really kind of funky. So it's not something I would recommend doing. I would recommend just having this nice layout and then having each item go to its individual product page that is designed on your Showit website, where they can then buy the button, use the Shopify buy button. Of course, if you want to do something where like, oh, they just send you an email to buy something or something like that, you can totally just not have the buy button and have an email or whatever you want. I think it's really nice to have this in general as streamlined as possible. So I really like the buy button. Again, keeping it simple, keeping it straightforward, and just keeping it easy for the customer so we can really get that conversion and get that sale. Dun, dun, dun. All right. And of course, once we edit the site canvas, which has all the products, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the image, go back up to image, and this is where you can swap the image with your product photos. And you can put all of the product photos into the images right here as the cover photo, and also have it so this button links. Whenever you make a new product, you're going to want to jump back to the product page that you want to use. So say I'm adding multiple products, I'm going to have to make multiple copies of this product page. So for product page, say I'm going to use product page number 2 because I like this layout. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first convert this canvas to I'm going to edit this on this platform. I'm going to edit it on this product page. And once I have this page swapped out with all of the different information for what I want for my product, like say I've added the price, I've added the buy button from Shopify, I've added the images, added the description, all the info on the size, then this product page will be done. And make sure you rename your product page so that way you know how to access the product page and you know how to get what you're going to be tagging when you're having people click on that item in this section to get to this product page. I hope that makes sense. And then, okay, so let's jump back to product page. So say you have product page number 2. You're not going to have every single thing in here linked to product page number 2. That would just not make sense. You know, you want all of your different products to link to their own page. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this same layout and you're going to click on this. You're going to hit duplicate. And then now you have the second product page, which you can use to create your next product. So this product page number 1, say this was the throw rug, and I titled this and I renamed this to throw rug. Now I'm going to go to product page number 2, looks exactly the same. You really couldn't even tell that I clicked out. And I'm going to make all of the changes for my next product. So maybe this product is going to be this really cute bag, straw bag. And so I would make all the changes. I would update this entire setting, rename this, and make sure that when people click on this button, it takes them to product page straw bag. All right, so that's how you would play with the product pages and make multiple product pages for different products for different items. Let's jump over to events. So maybe you're a entrepreneur that does a lot of pop-up shops, maybe you have art shows, maybe you have collaboration events, maybe you're a musician and you have shows, literally whatever it is, the events page I think is a really great place to just have your audience be able to go to the events, click on this spot, and then be able to stay up to date with all of the different events you're doing. Something else I really love about the entrepreneur template is whenever you click on a different page, it's kind of like that old school folder style where the page itself will transform and it'll make it look like you're clicking into that tab as if you're in a little filing cabinet. It's this really nice design that's a mix of modern and the old school like file cabinet, which I thought was really, really, really fun for entrepreneurs. Okay, so now that we're in our events tab, we're going to go into the tab, we're going to click into the page, and we're going to hit the event that we're working on. So this event, I really like to rename each canvas to match the event. So this was the farmer and the flea, and I'm going to put, the event name. I'm going to put the description. I'm going to put where it's at. I also love to add a little link to add to the Google Calendar, and you can do that by just copying the Google Calendar link, highlighting this text, and then linking it by clicking this link button. Again, I think we just want to make it as easy as possible for people to come to these events and join us. So having that link and having that button is really, really, really great. Really great. So once we have all the event info and the event date, we can go ahead and publish that. And now the event will be out into the world for everyone to see. Say we have multiple events and we want to, add each event onto this page. So say we have like 3 events coming up. What we're going to do is, again, we're going to use that really fun duplication method. We're going to go over to the side page over here, click the events canvas, and go ahead and duplicate. And now we have 2 events lining up. They'll also show up on the mobile view where we can add the event description for the next event that's coming up and all their information. And again, if you want to change the canvas, so to differentiate your events, you're going to click on the canvas, click canvas background, and then you can change the color. So there's some nice differentiation for the different events. So that's how we would add and duplicate events and add multiple events at once. So that way people can, attend all these events. And just make sure that you've updated the calendar link for each of your events. So that way people are adding the right event to their calendar. And once you do the subscription for your embed info for your email subscription, this is going to be a site canvas that shows up on every single page. We have it set as a site canvas, which is really nice. That way people can just use this page and jump into the get their email subscription on whichever page they're on. Of course, when we're editing the footer, this is also a site canvas. So site canvas means it's a global page that shows up on it's a global canvas that shows up on multiple pages within your website. So whenever you make a change to the footer right here, even if we're just on, the events page, it's going to show up on the home page, on the shop page, on every single page on your site. So once we go in and edit the footer, we can add your Instagram, Pinterest, shop link, basically links that you would need for everything. Of course, your website name, your copyright information, and your company information, about, resources, your email, really anything that you want to have in here, you're going to want to update right here on the footer. And of course, if you want to move things around, you're more than welcome to move things around and see what works for you. And you would just do that by clicking, holding, and moving around. We do have a privacy policy and a shipping and returns page for you to use on the pages. The privacy policy was used from a template that I got online, and I'm not a lawyer. You're welcome to use this if you would like to, but I would recommend definitely getting a legally correct privacy policy for your state and that really is in line with your services and your offers. Shipping and returns, again, this is actually just filler text. So everybody has just such different shipping and returns policy. This is something you're going to want to decide what your policies are and add them in here. There's lots of free templates online that you can get to help you create the shipping and returns and privacy policy. But again, you just want to like go over that and go with your gut and see what feels right for you and what policies are going to be the best. If you're wanting to sell on Facebook or put your website on Facebook at all, you're going to have a privacy policy and a shipping and returns page. That's just required. So I would recommend just, getting that out of the way and doing it now so you can be legally sound when you publish your website in the future. Social media links. This page is fun, super simple. This is, of course, if you're on a Instagram and you want somebody to click the link in your bio and you want it to look like this really pretty page and just have them, get one of the main offers that you're selling on social media. This is where you can put all of those links. So if somebody was on social media and maybe you want them to download your freebie, shop your curated collection of goods, or book a free discovery call, then you can put the links for each of those pages right here. Or if you want them to just visit the website, they can click here. I think it's really nice to have a social media links page. It's just really classy. Again, it just pulls everything together. We want to make it as easy as possible for people to work with us. So having these pages on the site where they can just really easily navigate and get to where they want to go is just going to make it easier for everybody involved. It's going to be so much better for you, so much better for your client, and everyone's just going to be happy overall. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Make sure. Yes, we're still recording. Cool. Okay, so our partners. This is a page where I thought you can put any information about who you're working with and how to contact them. I think it's really nice to have a partners page if you're collaborating with multiple people, and just give them a little shout out. Maybe you have some pictures of your team, whatever you feel like is best for you for this page, or you can just take it out and make it another page. Again, we've kind of gone over how to change the text on everything. You're just going to click, highlight, and then type it in. You can change font size, all of these fun things right over here on this, on the right-hand side. And you can also change the click action so it goes to specific pages, URLs, etc. If you want something to change color on a hover, you would click it, click the hover, and do custom, and then you can make it so maybe it turns orange when they click there. And so whenever people hover over that, it's going to turn orange. It's just like a nice little effect. Gives it a little more depth on the site. If you want there to be any sort of shadows, rounding, if you're working with a box, you can play with that in effects. You have a lot of options. It's really fun to play and show it. I feel like it's a very visually friendly platform to edit in. And it's really fun to edit these templates. And of course, I think it's fun because I'm a web designer and I design templates. But if you're not a web designer, I still feel like it's possible to navigate this and work with this. And of course, if you literally ever have any questions, you can reach out to me and I'll be super happy to help you. About contact. Of course, you want to edit your about page. So add some pictures, make it really fun for you. I like at the end of the about page to have a little, main product highlight page, or, just talking about the different ways that people can work with us, because now that they've read our about info, it's going to be a great opportunity for them to want to work with you or want to buy your stuff. So having this little plug right here is so key, so great. It just really helps with, again, converting more audience members into clients. Okay, I think we've done a pretty solid overview of all the pages. Of course, you want to make sure your 404 page is live and working, because whenever people or a link is broken on your site, it's going to take them to this page. So we want to make sure they can still get to where they're going. And I always like to drop a little email in here, because sometimes, maybe they're just having a hard time on the site and they can't find where they're trying to go. having your email so they can just email you is going to make it so you don't lose out on that client if something isn't working on your site. So again, the 404 page is super, super important. Let's jump into blog talk. So if you have decided to do a blog, you're going to integrate with WordPress. That's what Showit does, which is so awesome because WordPress is the biggest blogging platform in the world. So you're definitely going to get a lot more views on your blog if you're doing it through WordPress. Of course, WordPress isn't like the prettiest platform in the world, so having a blog template is amazing, and I think it just makes it so much more fun, so much more beautiful, and overall just easier to navigate and have people want to read your stuff. So we have a blog homepage, which looks like this, where people can, see the different blogs and then read more. And then we have a blog post page. So this is what the blog post looks like. And of course you can edit this however you like, but we do have like the main things like, how to get through multiple different blogs that are integrated with WordPress. And when you set up your WordPress and integrating it into your blog template, this is going to be a great place you would actually write your blog in WordPress and then it will auto-populate into your Showit website. And again, that will be something that we'll do a separate video on because I feel like that's a little bit more in depth on how to do all of that fun stuff. We do have a blog 404 page, and it pretty much is the same exact page as the main 404 page, but it's just for the blog. Because again, since it's through WordPress, we just have to have these different pages set up. So again, WordPress blog will auto-populate through your WordPress account, and that is something that we will share on a separate video. All right, so now we've pretty much gone over how to do the main edits on the website. Of course, there's a million other tips and tricks for Showit. I will be making more videos to help you guys out with editing your Showit website and making changes within your template. But in the meantime, I think this is a nice quick overview of how to do everything and just kind of how to get started. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm super, super happy to help you as you're navigating this new process and creating your site. I'm so excited that you've chosen to purchase a Showit template through me, and I cannot wait to be providing more templates, more resources to help you out in the future. Talk so soon, and make sure to subscribe and follow along for more tips and tricks.